What's up, y'all? RomeBuilds.com. You're at one of my social media pages. I just thank you for checking it out. My goals is just to create community content for parents raising young kids, especially adolescent in that age range of teenager or preteen. Working with teenagers has been one of the funnest things I've chosen to do career-wise. Follow my story, you'll see that when I was a teenager, some things had transpired in my life and I decided to change. Deciding to get up, that's a decision, and your decisions will determine your destiny and what you become. In that moment, deciding to get up in my situation of being locked up for 2 years as a juvenile, I had to take a good look at my life and what I was becoming and what I was at the moment. A lost kid, letting my home life and decisions I was making at home affect what I was doing at school. So when I was locked up, my face was healing. And as my face was healing, I didn't talk a lot, I didn't communicate a lot, I didn't even smile. I've learned how to smile, but over the years, especially when I was a lot younger, I was a little bit more self-conscious of my smile because of the accident I was in. Again, you can watch that story, The Fall of Rome. But it took a while for my face to heal. And I remember really looking at my life as a teenager and saying, like, what do I need to change? You could change the version you are now, but you have to get up in here and you have to really decide, all right, I've cried the tears, I shed the tears, I feel the pain, it's hurting my heart, but I don't want to stay here. So I must change some things. And so that's part of me evaluating, is realize there's some things I cannot change, and you got to leave them there. Leave them where they're at. You can't change some things that have happened in your life. It is what it is. And this is what I tell students in my class. It is what it is. You got caught. You're here now. You don't have to stay here, though. You don't have to stay in this situation. You don't got to stay in this vibe areas, but also the way you think about yourself. That's the biggest thing you got to change. Think about who you are right now as a young kid, and think about some things that you would like to change, so that way a year from now you're not experiencing the same cringe moments or moments where you wish you could change them. Like, man, I can't believe I did that. So many times in my class, my kids are like, Mr. Rome, I hate to tell my story, but man, I can't believe I did it. Now, mind you, there's cameras now, so my kids get caught and they're caught in 4K. I'm just wanting to get into the mindset of a young kid and adolescent like I was when I was struggling to change who I was. I am who I am, but I can change my version. How I speak, how I communicate, how I think, how I talk, how I view myself, how I forgive myself, how I learn to let go of things that I don't need to meditate about no more. Things that have hurt my heart that I cannot change, but it is what it is. I'm not with those people no more. I'm not around them no more. I'm not in those circles anymore. So I don't got to give way to those emotions and how I felt. Evaluate, love yourself, and start putting things into action piece by piece by piece, brick by brick by brick. And you do it. Some pieces take longer than others. So take the time you need. Take the time you need to evaluate, and take the time you need to rebuild right. I'm telling you, the thing is, chance with the next step. If you have an opportunity to do better, shoot, jump in. Jump out there for your future and what it could be. Take a risk with doing something that is good, that is noble, that is full of character, that is worthy to be admonished and praised. You going back to school, you getting a job, you going back home, and keeping your butt home. Like, you don't need to be out late. You got to be okay with letting people go who are not going to be going to your next phase of life. It's okay to forgive yourself. You messed up. It is what it is. You can't change it. So it's time to move on. It's time to go forward. Stop looking back at what had happened. And after settling your sins, after asking for forgiveness, after being locked up, after you're done being grounded, after you're done being in alternative school, after you're done being tired of being depressed, you get up and you start moving forward, and you create that motion, and you start getting momentum for that motion. And it's in a way where you love and like yourself. You love the direction you're going. You like who you're becoming. And Rome wasn't built in a day, but they're laying bricks every hour. RomeBuilds.com.